How I keep my 131,230 month Roblox game alive.
How I
What?
keep my $131,000 month Roblox game alive, aka how to
Wait, so he's making 100K a month from a Roblox game?
live ops based on what I've learned so
Oh
far.
my
All right.
god.
Am I an expert at this shit? I don't know, man. This is my first big game. Okay. And this is what I've learned about live ops so far. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. If you're new here, here's a little bit of proof because I know, unfortunately, I have to do this at the beginning of every video for people that are new because they think I'm probably just fucking LARPing. Here's my game, build a base in steel, but you can see 21K CCU.
Ooh.
All right. Game made this much Robux in the last 72. I'll show you. Okay, I'm a co-owner of this game. I'm not the only owner of this game. I have a business partner.
Damn, chat. We might need to become a developer.
Okay, this is how much Robux we made the last 72 hours, which is around, 13K every 3 days, which is, yeah, that's how much money that is a month. Okay,
That's
cool. Now that that's
insane.
done with, let's get into what I've learned about live ops so far. The number one thing, this is a classic fucking saying in business, dude, is that the customer is always right. I see
Gotta
so
glaze
many
the customer.
scenarios where a dev will have a game that's blowing up. They'll partner with the studio. The studio will milk the game for everything it's worth in terms of monetization. Make it super pay to win, not listen to the player base, make a bag and dip, and the game dies. Okay? My mindset, not just in Roblox, but with any business I've ever run, is that the customer is always right. In this case, it's the player is always right. Usually. I mean,
Makes sense. It's a game.
usually, right? Because sometimes some kids say some crazy stuff that they want added to the game that should be out of the game. Okay, so let's break down live ops, guys. From what I've come to learn, there's really kind of two things that you're doing once your game is kind of already popping. The first is you're launching patches, okay, and the second is you're launching updates. These are two separate things, okay. A patch is something you can launch frequently. This is, you're fixing bugs, glitches, exploits, maybe a nerf, maybe a buff, improving monetization, and you can launch these on the fly, okay? You do not need to wait a week to do these types of things, okay? If there's a game-breaking bug, or in our case for our game, we had some exploits, right? We had to implement anti-cheat day of. We can't wait until a Saturday update to freaking push out an anti-cheat hot fix. Patches you can launch daily. Second thing is your updates, okay? These are going to be usually weekly, eventually bi-weekly. And with these updates, you're targeting specific metrics for home wrecks.
Ooh, these are the admin abuses and updates that they do on Saturday. So these are huge right here. These definitely matter more.
Which we're going to get into. And these should be very intentional. Basically, your updates should take player feedback, make your player happier, make the game better, while also targeting specific metrics. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So, if you've been on my channel for a while, it's not going to be news to you. How do we actually plan what we should update in our game or what we should patch in our game? Well, there are three main data sources. There's actually a fourth, which I'll get into towards the end of the video. But there is something called qualitative data. Okay, there's something called quantitative data, and then there is, of course, competitor research. You use these three pieces of data to make an informed decision on what you should update in your game. What is qualitative
With
data?
the feedback and all
Qualitative
that.
data is descriptive, non-numerical information that captures qualities, characteristics, opinions, and visual or spoken experiences. Okay, basically the voice of your player. Okay. So you go in Discord here, you see we have bug reports. That's pretty straightforward. If you don't have that in your Discord, bro, what are you doing? Get that in your Discord for your game, okay? You have the community forum on
Yeah, join the
your
Discord.
page.
It's on my bio.
Right?
Link
This
in
is
the
where kids are
bio.
leaving feedback. And then you have the feedback tab. The main thing I want to point out is you kind of have three different types of players here, three different buckets. In Discord, these are your sweats, okay? This is what's called your core, usually. These are the kids that are grinding the crap out of the game, usually, okay? On the community forum, this is usually, from what I've seen, younger demographic. They always complain. There's never usually anything good to say in this community forum for the most part. And then the feedback tab. This is actually in your creator dashboard. If you go down here to feedback, surprisingly, not a lot of people know this. You can go here and click see full report, and it will give you an AI summary of what your players are saying. So, for example, Gameplay
Bro.
mechanics. Players enjoy the game's building and
Why has Roblox been putting like AI into everything, bro? Like it's
mechanics, finding
everywhere.
them engaging. Okay. Critical feedback, base security, stealing mechanics, bug issues. Okay. Now, what I do, because I'm the producer for this game, is I will look at these 3 data sources. Okay. And I will go to my business partner, who is the developer, and I will plan out an update based on what I think is priority. Okay. But I don't stop just with qualitative data. I'll also look at quantitative data because I want to make an update that the players enjoy,
Yeah, he's cooking.
also the algorithm enjoys, right? That's the win-win, dude. So we look at here, we go to acquisition, home recs, go last 7 days, okay? And I'll look at this data. And this really comes down to game design. So for example, let's say I want to target play days per user, okay? Because I'm looking at this stat, I'm like, okay, how can I get this up? Currently, I think our play days per user is high because if you've seen previous videos, kids spend a lot of time investing in building their base. Something we added to increase this is a build mode. Now, players that can't afford a private server, they can actually build their base in peace, okay? Then they can come back to a public server, and now they have a better base. They're not getting wrecked immediately. This is mainly for our new players. And there's something called the sunk
Keep them
cost
playing,
fallacy.
keep them building.
And I think this is overlooked, is for retention, based on just what I've seen so far. And now it's different for every genre. But you want emotional investment into whatever progress they've made. So there's something called the sunk cost fallacy. What is it? Sunk cost fallacy is a thinking error where you keep doing something because you already spent time, money, or effort on it, even when stopping is the best choice. Okay, imagine a kid spends 6 hours in a day building a base. Maybe the game, maybe he's already unlocked all the pets, but he already has such a cool base he keeps playing. Okay, just an example. This is only one little tiny piece of the puzzle, but I'm showing you guys what you want to do is you want to look at.
If you on TikTok, make sure you follow, hit that heart me.
Okay, so
see what's
first
up.
play bounce rate.
Share the live.
This comes down to onboarding. You want to confirm the title promise in the first 30 seconds. Again, freaking cutscenes. I've said that in so many videos. Playtime per user. Okay, how do we get this up? Random events and collection fantasy, right? Completing the index. And the index is tied to the events. So a lot of kids, what they'll do is they'll AFK. Okay, that really pumps our playtime. It works for our genre specifically. It may not work for yours. You got to get creative with it. And if you're wondering, Tizzy, how do I know what's going to work for
I'll be honest, there is a lot of bots on Roblox. There is a lot of bots. Yes, there is people AFKing. There is a lot of bots too.
That's where you do.
But it pumps the stats in a good way, so devs don't care, Roblox doesn't care.
In your game's life cycle, you will start getting compared against experiences with similar players. What you're going to want to do, this is literally Gage's game here too, is you're going to go through here. You want to play these games. And you want to figure out, what do these games have that my game doesn't have? How can I get some inspiration from these games? Now, something that's very, very important that I think a lot of devs don't do is they get a big game and they just don't talk to their audience at all. Okay? If you go in our games Discord, you will see, usually I'm quite active. Okay? So there's something called a core audience. What is a core? Okay? What is a core audience in gaming?
The loyal ones.
Core audience in gaming is the dedicated, passionate group of players who play a specific game genre platform most frequently, invest the most time and money, and drive community engagement. These are your diehard sweats, your loyal fans. In our game, bro, in our game's Discord, we have a specific forum. We have around 8 to 10 playtesters that are our core. These are our sweats. We love them to death. We literally plan updates with these guys. We bounce ideas by them. We have them play test our updates before they're live. They give us feedback. They help us refine these updates because these kids play the game more than me or Gage have ever played the game. Okay? And they really understand how the game works and what could improve the game. Now, of course, you want to use your own discernment. You don't want to just implement every single suggestion they give because a lot of these kids, they're not game designers. Okay? Just keep that in mind. They are players.
Facts.
But this goes back to the philosophy where the customer is always right and the player is always right. Usually. Okay? The player is usually right. So
it's kind of cool to see. I ain't gonna lie.
Doing competitor research, you'll see that your core. That's what I noticed for Build a Base and Steel. I looked at the sweatiest kids in our Discord, and I looked at the server tag they were repping. Okay, and some of the server tags they were repping were very interesting. One of them was Bed Wars, right? Some other kids in there were playing Grow a Garden. Some came from Steal a Brain Rot, right? It starts to give you insight into the other types of games that your core is playing beyond just what Roblox says here. Okay, look at the Discord members in your game's Discord and look at what server tags they are repping. Okay, here's another hack. Straight up ask them what other games they used to play and study those. All right. I found.
Yo, he's cooking. I ain't gonna lie. No wonder.
Just by talking to my core. It's called Base Raiders. Okay. It's dead now, but back then it had 92 million views, right? In 2018. I played this game and I asked them what's their favorite aspects of this game. Okay. These are things a lot of developers I've noticed have not been doing because I do pop in other games' Discords just to see how they run and manage it. Okay. You guys want to talk to your core. Talk to your core. Okay. So we have qualitative data, we have quantitative data, we have competitive research, and you have to use your own discernment looking at all three of these things to decide what is a worthy update that I should ship this week. All right. And that's basically the TLDR of live ops. Now, there's a schedule, right? Usually for us, okay, we have the event / update. It's Saturday. Okay. So usually what we'll do is that same day, okay, after the event, plan for next update. Okay. That's on Saturday. And then by Sunday, me as the producer / project manager, I'm already getting our freelancers and contractors on it. Okay, assign work. We're starting to get it built. You know, we plan. I get it signed off by Gage. We assign the work. And then basically Monday through Wednesday, you know, they're working. The team's working. I'm reviewing, bouncing ideas off them, checking in, refining the work. Maybe they need some feedback on some things. And then Thursday, this is the ideal schedule. We don't always hit this perfectly. Thursday, update is ready, usually. And then by Friday, what we're doing is play testing. Okay, so this is internal play testing. So we'll do internal with just like me and Gage. And then what we'll do is we'll do play testing with our core. Okay, play test with the core. Okay, and then Saturday, we launch the update. This is the cadence you want to look for. Okay. Is it a lot of work? Yeah, man.
Yeah, you do need a team, bro. Without a team, it's very hard to do things, bro. Like, for example, like, even just doing YouTube, bro, like, it's nice to have an editor. It's nice to have, like, a manager that will do or reach out to brands for you. Definitely. You need a team, bro, especially when it comes to this, bro. Look how much stuff he's doing. He can't do that all himself, bro. Feel me? If you want to have a life, you need a team.
Usually you want to try to get ahead of the curve, okay? This is definitely not ideal. There are devs that do live ops way better than me that plan content, you know, months in advance. But this is currently what we're doing that is keeping us afloat. Okay, is there better ways to do it? Absolutely, bro. Let me know in the comments below. I've gotten tons of compliments saying, hey, I've never seen a developer so active in a game's Discord. Even devs that have only 1K CCU aren't even that active from what I've heard. All right, get active if you can. If you're the dev, get your PM or producer to get active. Okay, test updates before you launch. Pretty self-explanatory. Watch YouTubers play your game. Super underrated one for finding friction, because when it comes to this qualitative data, guys, this is just reading words on a screen, what people are saying. But when you actually watch someone play your game, and I'm not talking about big YouTubers either, okay? This is what I'll do, bro. I'll go here. I'll type in build a base and steal, okay? I'll sort by posted today. Ideally, what I'm looking for is some 9-year-old kid that screen recorded this on his freaking iPad, bro. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm just looking, where is he getting stuck? Where is he getting confused? And those are the type of YouTube videos I'm watching. Not necessarily just the big YouTubers, but I'm watching videos that have like 10 to 15
because the big YouTubers will cut that out.
iPad where the kid is yapping over it. Okay. And then this is huge. Hire a team that's incentivized to do great work. Okay. I've personally never partnered with a studio in live ops, but I haven't heard the best from a lot of people. There are some studios that are absolutely goated at live ops. I'm still learning, so maybe one day I'll partner with a studio. But currently we hire internally for live ops. Okay, and then you want to focus on updates that extend your content, especially in today's modern algorithm where Roblox accounts for D28. Okay, what are the don'ts? Don't prioritize monetization over gameplay.
Basically, don't prioritize
Alright?
money over the
A lot
game.
of games die quick.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie,
horror
bro.
Stories of studios partnering.
Some Roblox devs are the most greediest devs I've seen in my life, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like, you walk into the game, gotta spend money already.
With a game, they make it super pay to win and it dies instantly. Okay? Prioritize gameplay over monetization for longevity. Ideally, you get the best of both worlds, right? You add some mono that doesn't really hurt the core gameplay, doesn't make it super pay to win. Now, don't do updates last second, okay? You want it tested. Don't try to please everyone. Guys, no matter what you do, players are going to be pissed off. You could give them, like in our game, we have rare pets. I could give every single player the rarest pet ever. That's really what they're saying they want in the Discord, but if we give that to them, it's going to fry their economy. So you have to use discernment, okay, when planning these updates to not cook your game entirely. All right. Don't try to implement every single community suggestion. Another thing that we do a lot is we have polls inside of our game's Discord, and we'll use that as a little source of data as well. And don't get lazy and never try to improve the game. So many devs just kind of sit there and they're like, hey, we made it. Game's making money. We don't have to touch it. This is how games die. Okay. Now, again, be careful with hiring a big studio, because from what I've heard, man, especially if they're a big studio, like, your game is really just another number for them. Okay. And I think you're better off if you have the resources, just hiring an internal team that does live ops specifically. That's what we recently just did for Build a Base and Steel. I will report back how it's going, but sometimes there is benefit to hiring a big studio. So use your own discernment. We'll just kind of delete this one for now. I'll probably update my thoughts if we do ever partner with a big studio. Okay. Don't push useless updates that don't create more engagement. Okay. I've seen this a lot, especially on games that I've worked on. Sometimes we would just launch updates that really don't do anything for the game. Like, you just added one skin to the game, but it's like, okay, cool. No one really cares. It's not really creating more engagement or more content. Now, that's enough yapping. This has been a long video. Guys, hopefully you got value from this.
Bro.
Quick shout out to the Tizzy Town Discord, man. You guys have been...
All right, when did he post this? Oh, that was 12 days ago. Okay. Oh, and he has been making updates. Nah, it's actually pretty dope, though. YtooSmooth, bro. I like the video.
Implement every single community suggestion.
YtooSmooth, bro. We're gonna keep an eye out for the next video. That's kind of dope, though. All right, chat. Let's get into gaming.